I just want to use this. And action. And not written on, I don't have no chalk right now. Oh no, on my mic. Here's my mic, guys. What's up, y'all? My name is Ayana Rajane. And today on the Muse Reviews, we are going to review the TV show Ugly Betty. So I put on my hair with the bang, whatever, and my glasses so I can kind of resemble Betty or whatever. And yeah, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. And follow my social medias. Everything is Ayana Rajane. And for Muse, it's muse.242. So let's get into the video. I'm gonna use this one more time. In action. So let's talk about Ugly Betty. Now I just watched Ugly Betty like full through, but the show came out back in 2006. And honestly, there's so much of a difference, but also not so much of a difference between now and then, if you know what I'm trying to say, right? I really want to get more into Betty's relationships rather than the whole show, because I feel like what drew me in was more about, like, even though she was deemed as this unattractive, even though Betty was supposed to be this unattractive quote-unquote girl, first of all, Betty wasn't even ugly. Betty wasn't ugly at all. And as you can see, y'all, I could wear glasses, but you know back then, glasses were not in. Used to get called four eyes, whatever. And she had braces. And she also had bangs, or whatever. She was also Latina, and she was also working in the, what did you call it? Predominantly white, workspace. So, of course she stood out. Of course. Well, all that being said, let's talk about it. Just because Betty was supposed to be quote unquote ugly, she still had her in a date. She still always kept her a man. She always had her a man. Let me see if it was. All 4 seasons. It was 4 seasons, right? Okay, so all 4 seasons she had a different boyfriend, but she was supposed to be ugly. Somebody lying. First of all, let me just say, everybody tried to make it seem like Betty was ugly because she had glasses and she had braces. But to me personally, everybody was ugly on the inside. I'm just saying. Because for Betty to be quote unquote ugly, she got a man faster than Amanda found her daddy. No shade. I threw the whole tree. But yeah, of course, back in the early 2000s, that was the thing. I remember there was this show called Brace Face, and it was about this girl who got braces or whatever, and she was supposed to be like ugly. Like even like the show How to Rock on Nickelodeon, it didn't last long, but I guess Casey, her name was Casey, she ended up getting braces and she was uncool or whatever. But it's so funny how today, like, glasses are cool and braces are cool, and people literally get fake braces, get fake glasses. Like, come on now, y'all used to call us four eyes. And by the way, I'm guys, these are actual prescription glasses. I really can't see. Okay, put those back on. Put those back on because I can't see. But the purpose of this video is to talk about Betty's romantic life, because honestly that's what really like kept my attention. And like I said, for her to be ugly, her personality outweighed everything. Well, her personality outweighed everything, because Betty was ambitious. She got to it. She once she had an idea set in her mind, she went for it, and she's very helpful. I also want to say this about the show. My thing is, if I was Betty, I wasn't finna do all the things that she was doing for them, okay? Like, Daniel, I understand you my boss. Like, hold on. Daniel will call. Ring, 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 ring. Ring, 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 ring. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. What time is it? It's 1 o'clock in the morning. Hello? A shirt? You want me to pick between two shirts? Okay, do the striped one. Do the striped one. Or we'll call her because it's some family drama. Like, why am I in y'all family business? Like, that has nothing to do with me. I clock in at 8 a.m. and I clock out at 5. After that, don't call me, don't text me, because after that, you're going to have to pay me. I was with her daddy, y'all. You have to pay me overtime because why I'm at your house at 1 o'clock in the morning. Now, it definitely look like something. Like, it definitely look like something that you know, people be nosy. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to rank and talk about each relationship that Betty has had throughout all 4 seasons. So, let's get straight into it. To me, personally, I feel like people like Amanda look down on Betty. You know, Amanda, she was a beautiful blonde, you know, the typical pretty, you know, what you call it? What's the word I'm looking for? The standard, the beauty standard. Amanda was the beauty standard. And I feel like she looked down on Betty, like all of them did, because of her heritage and also because of her hair, etc., etc., etc. Remember that one episode when she got the makeover and she looked very like Latina. She looked very Latina. She looked like a Latina from Queens, because that's what she was, a Latina from Queens. And how everybody was making fun of her. And when she came in with that poncho, etc., etc. But my thing is, people like Amanda, they think because they have the looks, that's how they gonna keep the man and get the man and keep the man. And that's why I feel like they was low-key jealous of Betty too, because like, first and foremost, she had men that actually liked her. They actually liked her. So I had to write it down. So there were 5 men. We're not gonna count Jess because he really wasn't relevant. I barely even remember him. All I remember was he wrote music and used Betty as a muse. That's all. So I'm glad that didn't go anywhere. Yeah. So we're gonna start with number 5. Everybody should know who number 5 is. Number 5 is Walter. Walter. First and foremost, he wasn't. Let me not. Because I was going to say he wasn't even that cute. But that would be literally defeating the purpose of, like, you know. That would be making me like them people who was talking about Betty. So let me not. I'm sorry. Okay. Anyways. I feel as though if she would have stuck with Walter, she would have been stuck with the old her. And first and foremost, he cheated on her. So, and my thing is, I was mad at her family because y'all know he cheated on her. So why I see in our house eating dinner? I ain't like that. I ain't like that. Also, when she was assigned, you know, to be a fake food critic or whatever, and she didn't know what she was doing, I feel like low key, like people like that from your past when you trying to grow, people like that like sabotage you, and I feel like he was low key sabotaging her. And he would always try to get his feelings about stuff. Like, I just felt like he was so used to the old Betty and so content with who he was and where he was in life. And in one episode, when he got the new job, I guess as a manager or something like that, Betty saw what her life was going to end up like, and that wasn't Betty. So I'm glad she saw early on and dumped him. Okay? I ain't like him. I ain't like him at all. But that's all I have to say about Walter. And it ain't much to say. Come on now. Okay, so at number 4, y'all are gonna be mad at me. But number 4, Daniel. Daniel is number 4. Daniel is number 4. Let me tell y'all why. I'm gonna put this down. Daniel is number 4. Okay. Daniel is number 4 because I just did not see them being in a relationship. Like, to me personally, Daniel and Betty gave big brother, little sister. They gave little brother, little sister, gave what him and Alex had. Little brother, little sister. Well, technically, Alex was the older sister. But older brother turned older sister. But, whatever. And like I said in the beginning, I feel like Daniel was too codependent on each other. Especially Daniel, because like I said in the beginning, Betty was too much in a business. Because why, as an employee, as your assistant, why do I know so much about what's going on in your personal life? It's too much. I don't want to know that your mother murdered your father's mistress. I gotta solve cases and all type. I'm just like, I would have been through just. I'm tired. I'm not even getting paid enough. Like, raise my pay. Like, I don't have no time to be in y'all family issues. I have my own issues going on. Because let me tell you, my dad, I was like, okay, my dad is about to be deported. We need money. It's too much going on. We could lose our house. It's too much going on. And I'm trying to get a jump start on my career. I'm not going to be stuck being your assistant, your yes man. And the fact is, number one, first and foremost, Daniel, I feel like once Daniel starts getting to know Betty, he started looking past her looks. But the only reason Betty was even hired was because she was quote unquote unattractive, and his dad needed somebody to stop Daniel's urges or whatever. So they picked Betty because y'all know the story. So that right there, I would have been like, you didn't even like me in the beginning. You saw my looks. You was trying to get me to quit. So yeah, that's why. And like towards the end, I feel like if they explored it more, maybe I had a different opinion. But I feel like they didn't really try to do much about it until like the end of the season, when Betty had went to London. So if we would have got to see how Betty and Daniel, lived in London, then maybe. Nah, I still stick to what I say. That was Big Brother, Little Sister. Big Brother, Little Sister. Okay, where we at? Number 3. Right? Number 3. Y'all gonna be mad at me again? Well, no. Yeah. I was gonna change it, but I'm sticking to what I say. Number 3 is Henry. Number 3 is Henry. Cause I just feel as though that whole situation with Charlie, no. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I was so frustrated with Betty throughout the whole thing. I was frustrated. First and foremost, Henry ain't know how to talk, like how to say, like be stern, like I don't know how to describe it, what I'm trying to say, but I just feel like he just let Charlie control the whole situation, basically. He let her control the whole situation, and you can see easily that Charlie was trying to get you away from Betty, which I mean, Betty kind of did still her man. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I just ain't like the whole like pregnancy trope or whatever. I feel like that ruined the whole relationship. So, and the fact he had to go all the way to somewhere, whatever they lived there before, to take care of the baby. I just feel like that whole baby situation just threw me off and just left a bad taste in my mouth. So I'm just like, I'm not messing with him. I'm not doing it. But it's unfortunate because he would have been number 1 if that whole thing ain't happened, because he was so sweet. He was so sweet. He protected Betty, and they were literally the same. Which also, I just feel like that's also why he's at number 3, because they were too much of the same person. And like I said, what Betty needed to get to where she was going, she needed to grow. And with Walter, going back to Walter, that was old Betty. That was old Betty before she started working at Mode. When she started working at Mode, okay, little growth, she's with Henry. But they were too much of the same. So yeah, that's my overall opinion about Henry. And it sucks because honestly, Henry was he was the finest one, okay? And he wore glasses, so literally they were literally the same person. They were the same. But that whole like, oh, why Betty irritated me? Betty was trying so hard for the relationship to work that she literally gave Charlie a baby shower. No, that lady would not be in my house, let alone have the baby in my house or go into labor in my house. Excuse me? Girl, I would not give that lady no baby shower. Betty crazy. That is, oof. Call me bitter, but like y'all whole situation ain't got nothing to do with me. Y'all situation ain't nothing to do with me. Betty was in love with Henry, which rightfully so. It was a cute relationship, but it was right person, wrong time to the max. That was right person, wrong time to the max. Number 2. Now, y'all gonna be mad at me and be like, him at number 2? To me personally, number 2 is Matt. But to me personally, Matt and Henry are together. Like, but I'm gonna be honest, I ain't really care. To be honest, y'all, I didn't like none of them. It's really not. This list is really based on who is more tolerable or more of a better match. But me personally, I feel like Matt was, I don't know, I could have saw a future for Matt and Betty, but I feel like she wasn't in love with him like she was in love with Henry though. But I'm gonna be honest though, Henry should be number 3, because for me to be your girlfriend, if I'm Betty, for me to be your girlfriend and you don't even have a seat for me when you start working at Mode, like, come on now. I was supposed to be the first one with the seat. And then like, I feel like he overly petty though. Like, he's overly petty. So I don't know, we might have to switch to number 3, but I already set him on my list because Henry and that baby, like, remember he tried to come back? That's what pushed him in number 3, because if anything he would have been number 2. But we just put him Matt because I don't do baby mama drama, okay? But Matt personally, I don't know, I just feel like he was petty. He's a little bit of a crybaby, but I don't know, I just feel like they kind of worked. Yeah, I feel like they kind of worked. I don't know, it kind of gave like, I know what I want to say. Henry was messy. Henry, that whole situation was messy. But I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like Matt, me personally, I think I like Matt because Matt was fun. I would have chose Matt. I would have chose Matt for me. But I would say though, in the beginning, like before he started working in Mode, because I do like how he like, well, it was an accident, but how he opened up to her about like, you know that whole scene with therapy and stuff like that, how he's seeing a therapist. So I do feel like Matt truly loved Betty, but Betty still could not get over Henry, because remember, Henry came back. That's what, ooh, sorry. That's what also kind of irritated me about Henry, because Henry would come back at the worst time. If you ever been in a situation where you finally got over somebody and then they come back when you're doing good and just start messing up everything again, because then those feelings start coming right back. the timing, it's like as soon as you and shut up. It's like as soon as you move on and be like, okay, I'm gonna heal from the situation. You value somebody else and boom, they come back. They always come back. They always come back. But I don't want him to come back because I'm hurting and I'm trying to get over it. I'm hurting. I'm hurting and I'm trying to get over it. And you keep coming back. Henry was messy. And she was finally moving on with Matt. And here come Henry again. And they kissed. And which reminds me also, and who I put as number one is one of the most tolerable, relationships with Betty was Gio. I love Gio for Betty. I love Gio for Betty because Gio was the only person out of them, all four of them, well, two, because Daniel kind of, Gio pushed Betty, and that's what she needed. Because if Gio didn't tell Betty to, sign up for those classes, Betty would have still been in the assistant mindset. If Gio didn't tell her about actually having a plan, like, I feel like that's what Betty needed. She didn't need an escape. She didn't need a scapegoat. She didn't need somebody that was codependent on her. She didn't need somebody from her past. She didn't need somebody with a baby mama and just pop out, leave, and just pop out whenever they feel like it and come back whenever they feel like it. She didn't need a crybaby. She needed somebody to push her. And when her and Charlie, when her and Henry were together, Charlie was pregnant or whatever, and it was her birthday, guess who was there for her? Because Henry couldn't handle his baby mama issues. Gio took her on a carriage ride around the town, and she kind of, in a way, saw fireworks. Kind of. But that was so romantic. He offered to take that girl. This would make me mad. I don't know. I guess the whole show is kind of putting myself in the shoes of Betty, and just like some of the choices she made, I would have personally went another direction. But I would have went to Rome. With Gio. I would have went to Rome. And Gio had every right to be mad at her because, like, Betty could be very self-absorbed. She can. I mean, the show is about her, so it's my world and y'all just living in it. Okay, this is my life. This is my storyline. I'm the main character. But I liked how Gio had a plan. We love a man with a plan. Gio was a man with a plan, and that's why he's number one. I feel like, and remember when they went to London and Betty, was got that job offer, and she's still trying to figure out what she wanted to do because she didn't want to be she didn't want to work for a fashion magazine. She didn't want to be a fashion journalist. And guess who was there to help her? Gio. And Gio made her realize, what she wanted to do, and that's how she ended up going to London. But Gio, like I said, he's a man with a plan. He already knew, and he was like, I'm not finna wait for Betty. I'm not finna wait for her to get over some guy who got a baby mama. Because as you can see, do you want to be stepmom at the age of 20, 24, 20, 22 through 24? Whatever age she was. Do you want to be a stepmom already? For the sake of love right now? No, you focus on your career right now. But Jill said, I'm not finna wait on you. I offered you a trip to Rome. Everything took you on a carriage ride. We saw some DIY fireworks. And we finally see each other again. And boom, I'm engaged. I got a fiance, babes. Betty was single, which wasn't nothing wrong with that. Betty needed to be single on this new journey. And I guess that was the build-up for her and Daniel. We didn't see that, but Daniel was very codependent on Betty. Come on, he was a spoiled white boy. He was a spoiled white boy. Come on, white man. So that's why personally I like Geo better. Overall, I really like the show Ugly Betty. I feel like, me personally, the reason why I watched Ugly Betty was because I'm 22 years old. I just graduated with a degree in journalism myself, with the intentions of like going into the fashion industry or something, you know, in the arts or entertainment. So I'm just like, we kind of, when I was watching, I was just like, I'm kind of similar to Ugly Betty, because I definitely understand what it's like to grow up with people telling you that you're unattractive and talking about your body. Like, come on now. That's why I put this on, because I, you know, look, I wear glasses just like Betty. I put this hair on because I want to resemble Betty and her bangs. You know, I'm plus size and everything, and it took a lot for me to at least gain the little confidence that I have in myself, you know. And yeah, so I feel like watching that show, I took a lot away from Betty's experiences. Also, to talk about Ugly Betty, I really ain't like how they was, personally, like I said, I was putting myself in the shoes of Ugly Betty, and I didn't like how they was talking to her. But it took me a while in my environment, people that I've been around, and my experiences to get to who I am now, because I would have been fired from Mode. They would have. I definitely wouldn't have let Mark talk to me, you know, any kind of way, and Mark and Amanda would definitely have not been my friends. But that's just me personally. Because if, like, the first thing I just thought about was Mark and taking pictures of her every day from the first day she got there. We would have all been in the elevator. We would have been all in the elevator. No. He would have took a picture of me. I would have looked at him like, come here. If you take a picture of me one more time, I'll break your phone. Don't you play with me. I'll mess you up. Like, I don't know. I choose violence. Sorry. Nah, but in some instances, I feel like I related to Betty. But like I said, some of them, I wouldn't have let them talk to me in any kind of way. They're just me. Because, Mark, baby, you're an assistant just like me. So stop trying to act like you above me because you know all about the designer shoes or whatever. Watch your mouth. Just saying. But they was funny though. Those are my thoughts on Ugly Betty. I really enjoyed the show. And if you all like videos like this, make sure to leave a comment, subscribe, and follow my social media accounts. And also tell me what y'all think about Ugly Betty.